The American team told us here in the locker room that Trump was on a phone call with them, basically telling them good luck and everything. There's a lot of talk about what's going on outside the rink here, but what's your take on that?
Well, I've been covering the NHL a long time. I can't remember the last time a sitting U.S. president had anything to do with anything involving the NHL. And so that tells you, first of all, just how many eyeballs are on these games, how this tournament has captured people. And there is a political undercurrent to everything going on here. I mean, you arrive at a point in time where Trump has talked about annexing Canada, about making it the 51st state. He's referred to the Canadian Prime Minister as a governor. He's put in tariffs, or threatened to put in tariffs that would impact Canadians and Canadian companies. And against that backdrop, you had 2 games where the U.S. national anthem was booed in Montreal before they played there. And so, you know, I don't know that it's affecting the players playing the game, but certainly those watching it and in the sort of moment in our countries, you know, that's an undercurrent. I mean, there's no escaping the fact that there's an intersection between sports and politics, and that's part of what's going on here. As I say, I don't think, you know, Canada's first line when they go on the ice tonight is thinking about any of this stuff. I don't believe they're discussing it behind the scenes, but you know, you have Trump trying to motivate the U.S. players, trying to throw his support there, and you know, as if these players don't want to beat each other already, it does add a little extra spice and dynamic.
And nobody in Team Canada basically talked about this. If you look at the players, right? Nobody.
You know, I don't think that they would want to touch this. You know, with a 10-foot pole, as we say. I mean, I just think a lot of the Canadian players live in the U.S. where they play for their NHL teams. A lot of them maybe just aren't politically too engaged. You know, don't have their own opinions about what's going on here. And obviously, in a social media world, if you say anything wrong, it's going to go viral, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the Canadians were very careful. I mean, even John Cooper, he sort of danced around it a little bit. The coach of the Canadian team, he's such a great speaker. He's a lawyer before he was a hockey coach. But he even said he hasn't really sensed that it's a motivating factor for the team, hasn't been discussed too much, and so they just want to do their talking on the ice.
And maybe the biggest question right now, who's going to win?
I think Canada's got this game 4-1.
4-1?
4-1.
87, any goals?
Of course. I mean, he scores every time a gold medal's on the line.